Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tech Tuesday. We'll be getting started in just a few minutes. Hope you all are able to hear us clearly. Let us know in the chat if you are live. I know we are currently live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and also on StreamYard. So we just want to give everybody a few more minutes to join in. We'll get started in about 3 to 5 minutes. I see folks are trickling in, but again, we just want to give everybody an opportunity to dial in, get through some technical glitches if you have any, because I know that with technology, sometimes surprises do happen. So just want to make sure that we give everybody an opportunity to log in, get situated, and we'll be getting started in just a few minutes. Marilyn, if you don't mind, you can put on the music for a few minutes. Thank you. All right. So at 7:05. So we'll go ahead and get started for the sake of time. And once again, welcome to Tech Tuesday, everyone. My name is Nimi Bello. I am the founder of Link Empower, and we have an exciting Tech Tuesday for you all. This is something that we're definitely going to be doing on a month-to-month basis here at Link Empower. I believe the last time we were here, we had our 5-year celebration, and we're just excited for all of the community, our growth, and all of the innovation that has been happening with Link Empower. We'll be covering a lot tonight, but one of the biggest highlights for tonight is our new partnership with Fostr. So I want to make sure that you're going to be learning a lot about who Fostr is, what they do, how to get acclimated in their community, and all the fun stuff that we have lined up for this evening. And we'll be sharing a little bit about how to become a community partner of the Link Empower ecosystem. And outside of that, we are currently planning our 4th year of Agile and Brunch, and we are also going to be sharing a little bit more about how you can attend, how you can also get involved in that through partnership and sponsorship. So we have an action-packed Tech Tuesday for you all. But before we get started, I did want us to start off with a quick icebreaker. In true Agile and Scrum fashion, you know we got to do it. So it is Tech Tuesday, so we want to have a little bit of fun. So if you're listening in, Marilyn, if you don't mind sharing the information for the icebreaker so we can get started. All right, so you'll see here on my screen, there's a QR code for you to scan, and this will take you to access our icebreaker. It should be fairly quick. So when I'll give a minute or so for you to scan this, and you should have the instructions as well. And then there's a code on there on the screen. And then when you enter it in, you'll be able to join in. And we want you to participate in this because we may have a giveaway. You never know. All right. So I think we're good. Okay, so the first question is describe mentorship in one word. And I'll give it a minute or so to kind of gather some responses. All right. Do we need more time? Okay, so I see some words on here. I see impact, I see sun, I see empower. Um, okay, I see empathy. I think somebody meant to say guidance. Okay, I will go with guidance. I see experience. These are all really, really great and insightful words. Okay, let's see. Is there more? I see teaching. Okay, great. Unluck. Okay, interesting. All right. So we're getting more and more engagement. I see. So I want to give it about 30 seconds or so, and then we move on to the next question. All right, so another guidance again, and I see guidances. So we have a reoccurring word with guidance, and I think empathy takes the next one, and I think impact is also next. Okay, all right. Okay, so I think now I believe those are all the icebreaker questions. So we kind of wanted to set the tone for tonight's conversation. So we'll be talking a lot about mentorship and mentee opportunities as well. So again, you have to be on this call. There's a lot of surprises throughout the night. We'll be having some of our community partners as well outside of Foster, and there's just a lot that we'll be covering again as we continue to grow and expand. One of the things that's important to our DNA is strategic partnerships here at Link Empower. Again, if you're interested in becoming a partner or getting involved, we'll also be sharing ways that you can plug in with us. But again, the easiest way to stay connected is through our socials, linkenpower.com, and also our LinkedIn, Instagram, and we have Linktree of how you can definitely stay plugged in. So next up, we are Marilyn. Next slide, please. All right. So next up, I'm going to be handing it over to Shanique. She does our event coordination. I'll let her share a little bit about what she does here at Lincoln Power and also introduce our community partner, Event Nor.
Thanks, Mimi. Appreciate that. Happy Tech Tuesday, everyone. Super excited to be here. So, just a brief introduction. My name is Shanique Williams. I am the event planning coordinator here at Lincoln Power under the One Path Accelerator program. I'm all things events, all things agile and brunch, which I will be talking about a little later. So, stay tuned for that. But before we dive into agile and brunch, we want to highlight and this live is for exactly that, highlighting our community partners. And so we want to highlight a key community partner that we have on the call for Event Nor, Jeff Osuji. We have on the call today, and he is our newest community partner, and we're super excited to have him. So Jeff, I'll hand it over to you to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your community, Event Nor, and how excited you are for Agile and Brunch.
Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing amazing. Thanks so much for the introduction and for sharing this time and allow me to come on and speak with you guys. I'm Jeff Osuji. As you mentioned, the co-founder and CEO of Eventwar, the number one event discovery platform and marketing platform for events that move the culture. We're all about connecting people through experiences. We're also getting ready to launch our private community next month. It's all about connecting people at the intersection of culture and events.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And I would love to hear from you. Like, how did the whole collaboration with Lincoln Power and Agile Brunch come about? And how excited are you about this partnership?
Super excited. I mean, Nia Ade reached out, and I had joined the Foster community recently, and just intrigued by the work that both these organizations are doing to connect people in the tech space and in the agile space. And so, for me, it's all about connecting with people who are intelligent and combining brilliant minds to see what we can do together. but essentially I found out about it through I want to say social media,
Yep.
and a WhatsApp group for Foster, and connected with Ade and Amy, and excited about what we're going to do next. And another conference is coming to Chicago, which is my hometown, that Link Empower is doing, and so excited to connect with many of you all.
Yeah, we're super excited to be in the Windy City in June. And I think there's a specific event happening on the 22nd. Do you want to
Yes.
elaborate a little bit more about that and what the Agile and Brunch attendees can expect from that event?
Definitely, definitely. Well, first Saturday there's a big Juneteenth bar crawl, and then Sunday we're having the Blacknificent Yacht Cruise, with our partners at Discover Giddy, and the code Link Up will actually get you guys a discount code, 10% off tickets if you're going to looking to attend. But it's a can be a 400-person yacht that we've commandeered. It's
Wow.
always a sold out event and experience, so invite you all to be a part of it. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Jeff. As you heard, yacht party on the 22nd, Agile and Brunch the entire weekend of Juneteenth. Jeff will be there. I will be there. We're looking forward to you. And Jeff, thank you so much for partnering with us. And we'll see you in Chicago.
Thank you. And if you guys are hosting events, please host on Event War. We give you a commission on every event that you host with us. So thank you so much, guys. Look forward to seeing y'all soon.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Back over to you, Mimi.
Of course I'm on mute. But no, I was just saying thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Shanique, and also Jeff. Looking forward to finally meeting you in person. This is what I love about technology. You know, we don't have to wait to make the connections in person. Jeff and I met through Fostr, and now we're here, and now we are intentionally collaborating and partnering. And you can definitely get tickets to Agile and Brunch on Event Nor as well. And he talked a little bit about the closeout for Agile and Brunch, because we are going to be at the Blacknificent yacht party. So we're really, really excited to be including that in our lineup for such an impactful and long weekend. So I will hand it over to Chidima. She is over our One Path Accelerator program. Excited to have a conversation about our strategic partner, Fostr. But before we get into that, I did want Chidima to kind of shed a little bit of light about Fostr.
Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Tech Tuesday. I'm excited, right? If you are on the call and you are excited, please drop some comments into the chat. Please drop emojis, whatever you can, right? This is an exciting time, and this is actually a historical moment. So just to share a little bit about Fostr, right? We have the founder, Mr. Adekunle Ayodele. One of the great things about this gentleman is he's a visionary, right? He's a visionary behind Fostr. He's been able to curate a high caliber community intentionally built for Africans within big tech. And his values definitely align, with the values aligned allies in the space. And as you can see here, he's about connecting, collaborating, and just definitely co-creating a space. But I don't want to share a lot. I don't know about you all on this call. I want to dig in. I want to know more, about the Fostr community and about the founder and how this all has, definitely come about. So let me see if we can definitely pull him up here. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. So we have the man, the myth, the legend here, right?
Can you hear me though? Let's start with
Yes.
that.
Yes, I can hear you as long as everyone can hear you as well.
Awesome.
So
sounds good.
So many questions. Awesome. So, I have tons of questions, but I wanted to first start with just you kind of sharing a little bit about Fostr itself. What inspired you?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, I wanted to go back to that yacht party in June of this, well, 2 months from now. So definitely excited for sure. So Jeff, thank you so much for hopping on, and Nimi, of course, and the rest of the Agile and Branch team. So I go by Adekunle Ayodele. Folks call me Ade. Folks that know me way, way before immigrated to the US call me Kunle, whichever works. Full name is Ade Kunle Odile. Um, for me, let me start by saying Foster was born out of a very personal realization that many Africans in big tech are achieving incredible things. Yet often we feel disconnected from each other, from opportunities, and from systems that actually reflect our identity and ambition. So there wasn't a place that I felt, we could combine both high caliber and deeply rooted experience together. And I created Foster to help close that gap. It created yet supportive and intentional space where Africans and allies in big tech can connect, collaborate, but most importantly, co-create new possibilities together.
Mm, very, very interesting. So with this thought process behind, this idea with the community and really having Africans in big tech, how are you able to actually connect individuals yet keep that inclusivity of that community, but also keep it exclusive at the same time? That's a fine
It's
line, right?
it's a delicate balance for sure. So again, it's delicate but yet intentional balance, right? Yes, we're inclusive in terms of ensuring that our core members have the relevant experience and alignment as far as the community values are concerned, but yet we're also inclusive in how we celebrate and elevate one another. So yes, we're intentionally, yes, we also have our allies for sure. We'll also align with our values and hopefully continue to contribute meaningfully. This helps us stay rooted in our mission without becoming, inaccessible. So it's a delicate balance, but very, very intentional balance for sure.
Very interesting. And so when we say Africans in big tech, a lot of times, not everyone, this is 2025, and not everyone is educated on the continent itself. From your vantage point, what does it look like as far as the number of countries that are involved? And yes, y'all, I just want to make y'all understand that Africa is a continent, right? It's not a country. So, how many countries within your community has been involved in this?
Well, we launched November of last year,
Mhm.
and we've grown rapidly from just five, six of us to over 420 as of yesterday, representing over 20 African countries, from Angola to Cameroon to Ghana to South Africa to Somalia to Nigeria and to many more. So it's been fun just seeing how our members are very diverse. That brings obviously diversity of thoughts and experience, which is what makes Foster truly unique.
Mhm. So the community, yes, we know is very unique. One thing about the continent of Africa, it's very young. I don't know if people really understand that it's young and it's very innovative. Can you kind of speak to that a bit to kind of let the viewers know? Some people have not traveled and really understood how technology is really a big thing, right? In that continent and how that connects to the U.S. as well. Can you kind of speak to that?
No, that's awesome. Well, I immigrated to the US about 20 years ago, and I try to go back every now and then. It's been a while since I went back. Hopefully, I can make my way back home next year. But yeah, Africa is primed for innovation. You have amazing talents back home. And typically in Africa, we kind of skipped a generation of technology. I remember, back in the days, we went from just very few fixed lines to just, what we call GSM MACOM, which is more wireless, right? So we kind of skip technology. So the talents are there. The infrastructure has improved significantly. So when you combine talent and improved infrastructure over time, it's ripe for disruption, and we see a whole lot of success stories coming out of the continent, and the world is looking for sure.
Mm, very interesting. And I love how you speak to that because again, oftentimes TV, news, and other things can really kind of distort some information, and it's very important to highlight, what's the actual facts and actually not only there, but what's growing and what can become. Because when we think about innovation, we're not just thinking about the present, we're thinking about future, where we are to where we're going. So, and just some great things, great things. But what I wanted to do is also have this collaborative, fireside chat. So I would like to also bring on Nimi Bello onto the live stream. Is she on? Okay.
No, I was literally like sitting here like, oh, am I on a podcast or something? Like,
I said no. I have so many questions, Nimi, and for those of you who are completely oblivious, I'm sitting here with two powerhouses, right? When we're talking about not just the tech space, we're talking about growth, innovation, community, right? And so that's literally what Link Empower embodies. And I can see how that partnership kind of was in alignment. So for you, Nimi, I mean, can you tell the audience like what inspired you to just begin Link Empower? Like, what was the grassroots of this
oh
idea?
man, that's a question. I know we just celebrated 5 years, and I'm gonna go back over 10 plus years of deciding to become a certified Scrum Master. It was very different then than it is now. We weren't fortunate enough to have conversations like we're having now, or even see an Ade or Nimi and Chidima on a call and openly having these discussions. I remember walking into my first agile meetup and I was just completely confused. I was confused. There was a lot of imposter syndrome. I was a 20-something-year-old Black woman, the only one in the room, and there wasn't a lot of information provided. It was just a lot of technical jargons, and they were talking about sprint planning, backlog refinement, and I was just completely lost because I was coming from sales. So I knew about building relationships. I knew I had those soft skills, but I didn't know how to put those together with what they were talking about. So it was challenging. So I envisioned a space where people could have the conversation and could provide opportunities and provide a safe space for us to be able to learn and grow as a collective. And honestly, that was really the start of Link Empower. It was selfish because I was thinking about solving a problem for myself. And then it kind of just grew more into this space is definitely needed. And then Agile and Brunch came into the mix, and a whole lot of stuff has happened throughout this journey. And it's just been humbling to see where we are now. There's still a lot of opportunities for growth, but I feel like spaces like Link Empower are trying to create a bridge and a space for us to be able to provide opportunities and make impact within the Agile community and beyond.
So great stuff, great stuff. So I have a question for both of you all, right? What you all are building and growing here requires leadership, right? And leadership requires mentorship. So for you, Mimi, people always want mentorship, but what does a good mentee look like to you?
Who, a good mentee? So that's a really good question because I've been both. I've been a mentee and I've been a mentor, or I am mentoring the whole nine. So I would say a good mentee is somebody that is of value, not just somebody who is asking because they need something. It's somebody that they have their own values that they bring into the conversation, because the thing that people don't understand is everybody has value, whether you believe it or not. There's value for you to provide. So I think before you reach out to somebody about, hey, can you be my mentor? Ask yourself this question: what value do I bring to this person? Versus just asking, am I going to be somebody that adds something that could be a problem solver? Am I going to be somebody that can bring something that can make the person want to pour into you? So I think it's a loaded question, but I would say the easiest way to answer that, it's, are you somebody who is of value?
Dropping gems on that one. And so
Should have.
I turned
I
that
should have
question.
gone first, though. Yeah, I should have gone first. You come on, man. Next time, don't let Nimi go before me because she's gonna drop. Okay, I'll go now. So, in addition to what Nimi has said, I think for me, a good mentee is curious, open, and when I say open, open to feedback, and also very proactive. They typically come prepared. They ask the right questions. They show self awareness, and most importantly, they follow up. Right, and that's very very key. So let's underline that. But more than anything else, they also understand that this is a two-way relationship. They bring that energy and accountability to the table, and this is more of a conversation, not a monologue. And those are the main keys that come to my mind, and some of the qualities they bring in engaging with them.
Hmm. Good stuff. Good. Listen, I hope y'all are tuning in and taking notes, right? Because note takers are money makers, right? So for Nimi, I kind of asked this question earlier to Ade. Um, when we're talking about Link Empower, right? We know that it's a platform that's committed to accelerating professional and organizational growth through strategy, equity, action, right? That's a key word, action oriented, right? So whether it's through your One Path Accelerator program or it's your Agile community building events, and if you are not tuned in, y'all need to definitely follow what she's doing. She is everywhere. I don't even. Nimi might have a doppelganger here because she's all over the place. So how for you creating those transformative experiences and uplifting individuals and organizations that you serve, how are you able to really pour out, right? That's what mentors do, but also keep in mind to stay aligned, like this partnership that you have, like what is that balance? I want from a mentor standpoint for
Yeah.
you, and I'm gonna pose the same question for you out there.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Chidima, because in the agile space, we have a mindset of continuous education, continuous learning. So I look at myself as whatever I'm doing with Lincoln Power, I'm also learning and growing. I'm also going through a transformation myself as a visionary. A lot of times, because I've had a lot of experience and I've gained a lot of hands on experience, I kind of want to transfer those things to other individuals to avoid the pitfalls that I went through. I mentioned earlier in this conversation that I came into the industry, there was not a roadmap. There was no clarity on what does that look like. You become a scrum master, then what? You're going to become an agile coach, then what? So you go through the 5 years. For most people, it's 5 years of being a scrum master. Then from there, you now move into becoming an agile coach. Whether you choose to or not, that's really up to you. Like for me, I didn't choose to become an agile coach. It just organically happened for me. I feel like I was kind of forced into the role because people were asking me questions. So I then had to say, okay, you know what? I am coaching people. I am mentoring people. Everything that we do here at Lincoln Power goes back to the roles and responsibility of an agile coach. Now a consultant. So it just kind of starts building and you just start learning about yourself. So I've learned a whole lot about myself through building Lincoln Power. I've learned a lot about personalities, working with people, professionally, personally. The list goes on and on. So constantly, I look at myself as I'm evolving, which, hence the name Agile Bay. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, building, adapting, enhancing. That's where all of that stuff is all about, and that having that mindset, be able to not only create a space but also be able to be in a space where you're constantly learning and you're also going through a transformation yourself.
Hmm. Okay. I'm sorry, Ade. I had you
I know
follow
you
up.
did it again. You did it again. Okay, two
I'm
parts now
gonna
on
flip
me.
it. I'm gonna flip it. I got a question for
Two
you.
parts on you now, Chima.
After this.
Okay, awesome. So let me start by saying that one of the things, key value of what we've built at Foster is we always say we're not just another professional network, right? This is just, hey, you're going to put a bunch of folks together that have big tech experience and say, hey, you know, just come together, right? We try to say, hey, we're a movement designed to create lasting impact, right? Because I fundamentally believe that real growth happens when you create an environment where people feel connected, energized, and supported, right? Again, like I said earlier, yes, we empower ourselves, but we also bridge that, shall I say, opportunity with other communities too, because ultimately it's all about lasting impact. One of the core services that we started to launch or probably launched is around mentorship, right? And for me, I remember when I reached out to Nimi and I said, hey, we would like to have someone like yourself with the experience that you have be part of the community, and let's see how we can provide that environment that not only supports you but allows all others to grow. And ever since we had the initial conversation, we've just found a way to collaborate on almost everything, for the most part, right? It's like, oh, hey, I have this idea. Okay, let's talk about it. I have that idea. Let's talk about it. Um, and I find that very refreshing, to think that just within the network we can truly do good things if only we are intentional about it. So super excited about what this collaboration would look like and how we continue to pour and invest into it. It has to be intentional, right? You can't just say you're coming together again and just partner. No, there has to be some intentionality as to what the expected outcomes are, and those are things that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah.
I wanted to do a quick shout out to our other strategic partner, John Exum. So John was actually the driving force behind this relationship. I didn't want to say foster the relationship because then y'all will be thinking I'm
That's a nice play on words, right?
gonna go over their head. But anyways, technologists of color, shout out to John Exum. I see he's backstage. So at some point I do want us to bring up John on stage and let him go ahead and tell people more about Text of Color because what he's doing is amazing. John is like the partner of all partners. He's amazing. He gets the job done. So he made this relationship happen. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to John Exum of Text of Color.
Very nice, very nice. So, Ade, can you speak to your foster, concierge, and mentorship programs that you were just, about to speak on?
Sure. So one of the things we kind of thought through when we thought through what Foster would look like is to ensure that we're empowering our members to again grow and create lasting impact. Uh, and since we've launched a whole bunch of services, from our member directory that allows our members to be able to connect with one another, to our Foster Marketplace, where our members can actually showcase their product and services,
Mm.
to our Foster Board, where we share opportunities that allows our members to continue to grow. Um, and then we have things like Foster Social, where we actually meet in person and have fun. For me, that's the favorite part of being a foster mate, because for me, I believe that before you can actually co-create with somebody, you have to feel comfortable with that individual. And by having Foster Social, where we actually meet in person to actually break bread together, over drinks, over food, or a game of mini golf, for me, the impact is just lasting. Um, One of the things, in addition to some of the things I just mentioned, is mentorship, because we believe that together we can do a whole lot. And yes, we have our members uh, mostly senior in career, and mostly people that are already pouring into others, and at some point in time, realizing that others have poured into them. So giving back is something that comes natural to most of us, myself inclusive, including. So yeah, so the fact that I have an opportunity to partner with Link Empower, and be able to create that ecosystem where we can even do more. For me, it's exciting for sure.
Hmm. Awesome. That's great. So, in addition to your mentorship programs, tell us more about some of your initiative. I mean, you made some mentions of it slightly, but tell us about your initiatives about your hacker product and the Maker Lab focus on that whole co-creation space. That sounds very interesting. And what are some
Yeah.
notable projects out of that came from that too?
No, that's a good question. Yes, in addition to the other services we talked about, one key product or key service for me is hacker product. And we were very intentional when we said, hey, connect, collaborate, and co-create, right? How do you co-create when you don't have a process in place that allows for that to happen? So we launched our inaugural 6-week sprint to come up with technology ideas that help solve a real need, either back home in the continent or here. And we're super excited. So from the team of seven teams, and we have weekly check-ins, and just looking at some of the ideas being discussed for me is very refreshing. Looking at how people are engaged, in addition to their very, very busy lives, for me is
Mm-hmm.
inspiring, right? Literally, I'm like, oh wow, okay. So yes, we're halfway in to the 6 week sprint, and I can't wait for demo day, which is going to be May 17th, and super excited to see what comes out of that. In fact, um, just early on in a hacker product, one of the idea that we probably might touch on called Podway actually came out of that initial hacker product. Ultimately, we decided to run it as a separate track. But yeah, super excited to talk about what Podway is, and how can continue to help people gain clarity, confidence, again, with the power of community.
Very nice. There's a lot of great things happening here. And so my last question is going to be for both of you all to answer. Um, Interestingly enough, both of you are Nigerians, right? Including myself, right? But how do you see, Nini? How do you see um, linking power shaping the future of how big tech, that whole experience? Because you shared a bit about how your own journey, right? You actually decided to get bless yourself, but you actually became a blessing. So
Yeah.
what are you envisioning, with where Lincoln Power is going and how it's going to shape not just for the states, right? Just this is a global ecosystem.
Correct, correct. No, so for us, I think organically we've kind of had to make a decision to pivot, and not even only pivot. I think as we're building Lincoln Power organically, we're noticing that um, there's a need for us to focus on the continent. Last year we did that by expanding Lincoln Power to Nigeria. So one of the biggest things that we're looking at doing is having workforce development in Nigeria. So partnerships like Fostr is great for what we're trying to build, because again, one thing that I've learned from doing anything in Nigeria is you do need to have strong alliances. You need to have good relationships, not only on ground, but also here that understands the landscape of the market. So I see us doing a lot in Nigeria and even across the continent. So I'm really excited for how we've been able to grow the workforce development piece. And we're still having a conversation about what that looks like, even with one path and beyond.
Awesome, awesome. And so I pose the same question for you, Ade. How do you see Fostr, shaping the future for tech for Africans, a big tech experience, or those who don't have, experience, right? Because you're going to allude to kind of speaking of Podway as well,
Yeah.
and how this all
No,
connects.
that's a very no, that's a very important question. I see Foster as ultimately, our vision for Foster is to create that ecosystem where Africans, wherever you may be. And when I say Africans, if you're black, you're African, by the way. I
Yeah.
should have said that at the beginning. So, we're Africans again in tech, where talent meets opportunity, where innovation takes root, where the community actually drives exponential growth, either back home or here in the US, or anywhere else in the world. Whether it's shaping who is hired, who builds the next great company, or who mentors the next generation. I see Foster creating that influence far beyond networking, again, into things like leadership, into product creation, investment, which is also a key area, and just industry impact. I always tell people we're not just a networking group, right? We're building a movement, and a community a community rooted in shared beliefs that together we can do more.
Right, absolutely. So with this union, right? I'm actually very fortunate, to be a part of Link Empower's One Path Accelerator program, as the Scrum Master. And so I wanted to, and I know that's something where that is literally a great pipeline for individuals who are in college, right? Starting that entry level, but also for those who have, mid-level to more senior level experience. And so with this partnership, right, let's speak on, and Marilyn, you could turn to the next slide. Let's speak on like your baby now, right? Podway, and how this intersection with what Link Empower is doing. So, for those of you on here, the Foster Mate program that Adi has mentioned, right? So if you're someone on this call right now who's specifically saying, listen, I want to become a mentee within this program, as you can see on here, scan that QR code, fill that form out. Or if you're someone on here, to the point of what Mimi and Adi had mentioned about mentorship, right? If you're someone who wants to join as a mentor, go ahead and scan that QR code as well. Is there anything specific that you would like to add, Ade, related to Podway itself?
Just a few words. This is something I'm super excited about too, because again, it ties into the ecosystem of what we're trying to create in Foster. And I too tell people, hey, when you're in transition, because I believe at every point in time we are all in transition, right? So when you're in transition, you don't need more noise. You just need a way forward, and that's the mindset behind what kind of gave birth to Podway, right? Where you don't have to walk this journey by yourself, right? You can leverage the power of community with people that are on the same part as you to help achieve that clarity that you're looking for. So whether you're a new grad trying to figure out what's next, or you're trying to switch careers, or you're transitioning from one job to another, or unfortunately you've just been let go of your work, or you're a growth-minded individual that's just looking for what next. How do I get unstuck? Uh, and that's what Podway hopes to provide. Again, clarity, confidence, and community, all powered by Foster. So when you join a pod, and we're launching with a career pod, we will then obviously expand to business pod, financial pod, and the list goes on and on. But starting with the startup pod for careers, is we know fully well that we have hundreds of thousands of individuals graduating college every year. We have, trying to figure out what next. So the idea is to help them think through what that would look like. And we're super excited. Our first sprint would happen next. I keep saying May 3rd, and Nimi's like, why May 3rd? I was like, yes, it's May 3rd. Uh, that's the goal.
Like tomorrow, right? When we
tomorrow, right? So that's the goal, and we're super excited. So yes, if you want to be part of that journey with us as a mentee, yeah, please go ahead and scan the QR code to the left. And if you're looking to obviously give back as a mentor, yeah, go ahead and scan that to the right.
Yeah, this is really awesome, Ade, and I wanted to touch more on this. So I'm gonna put Ade on the spot. Ade is our community partner, not only just in kindness, but he actually sponsored Agile Brunch. So with that, for any mentors that are on this live and watching this, if you sign up on this form, we will grant you a ticket to Agile Brunch.
That's awesome.
I didn't tell him I was going to do this. This is like breaking news. Excited. He's probably like, wait, what happened?
Wait, what just happened?
So, again, if you are somebody who is thinking about mentoring, because I know that mentoring, it's a labor of your time, and I get it. So to encourage and to empower you to give us your name on this mentor list, we will provide a ticket in exchange to Agile Brunch. If you scan this and you're like, hey, I want to give my time to mentor, because here's the thing. One of the things that we're going to be doing with Fostr here at Link Empower is tapping into that mentorship pipeline for our One Path Accelerator. I'll let Chidima, I don't want to steal Chidima's thunder, but I'll let Chidima to share a little bit more about what the accelerator is, because again, when you join the mentee piece, this is going to be, I think, a 4 weeks process at a. We have a longer term. So 4 weeks may not be enough for you. So if you're like, hey, join this program for 4 weeks, I need more. I want to get my hands dirty and kind of go through the process. I need more transformative experience. We definitely provide that too as well. But I'll let Chinema to touch base more about our One Path Accelerator program as well.
Sure. So I kind of mentioned a bit about it. The One Path Accelerator program is a program for whether you're someone in college, whether you're someone entry level, whether you're someone mid-level, senior level, or pivoting, really. It's for those individuals who are looking for a training program to really get their hands and feet wet when we're talking about agile space, right? So really understanding what the Scrum is, right? Those methodologies, being able to use and apply those technical skill sets too. So for someone, whether you're in education and wanting to pivot into agile project management, or whether you're already in program management, whatever have you. So whether you're in the technical, the non-technical space, it's a perfect opportunity to also get mentorship within that ecosystem as well. So, and then also working on projects, because oftentimes, listen, you could hop on a call, you can read a book, and so you're learning the theory of it all. But it's very different when you're actually applying, right? When you're actually putting together an event, right? Whether you're moving tickets, right? There's different tools and softwares that are used, and we're also, let's not forget, it's 2025. We're in the space of AI, right? Artificial intelligence, being able to leverage that with a lot of the work that we're doing as well, in addition to leveraging each other. One of the great things about the programs that I have recognized is really it's a national and international team. So it's not something where you're by yourself, right? But you're working with a group of individuals from various backgrounds, and not to say too much, but to say enough. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes in this, where there is growth, but there's also having that cultural immersion. That's the part that's so important. When you get into this big tech space, you're going to be having stakeholders. You're going to be interacting with individuals from around the world, right? I'm quite sure. Are they smiling to this? It's exactly what I'm referring to. So having that ability for someone in the U.S. Connecting on tasks with someone in Nigeria or anywhere else, that's huge. And even vice versa, for someone in Nigeria to say, hey, I'm working with someone in US, it's great resume building, it's great for communication, it's great for understanding cross-functional and matrix teams and things of that nature. And it helps also with personal development too, right? Because, one of the things that we always talk about here is just be able to collaborate. I know that's like a simple word, but once you get into the big tech space, that's going to be huge. Collaboration is a huge thing. So there's so many things within this program that you can take within your own workspace that you're currently in, or whether you're a student. But then also there's a lot that you can leave out of the program as well, and also give back in a sense. So it's a great life cycle, as I would say. So I would definitely want to thank you, Nimi, for creating this accelerated program. And I definitely want to thank you as well, Ade, for however the stars had aligned for you all to partner up. This is something that's great. And one of the things I always, share with each other is that mentorship is literally taking the elevator while everyone is deciding to take the stairs. So that's something in mind. So I definitely appreciate the both of you on here and what you're doing, and continue to learn and grow, and seeing where this all goes together. So great stuff.
Thank you. An awesome job. Great facilitation.
Oh, thank you. Right. All right. So I am going to pass this over to Shanique again for her segment.
Can everyone see me? I'm not sure if.
What are you going up?
I think I'm frozen.
Okay, so I think Shanique is having some technical difficulties. So while we wait, can we have John come back on the stage really quickly while Shanique figures out her technical difficulties? What's going on, John? So we have the weekend lineup for Adjutant Brunch 2025. But before we get there, and I also give Shanique some time to get her audio together, I think let's go back to what has been your experience as a community partner with Link Empower and also attending Adjutant Brunch.
Well, thank you, Nimi. So I think the first year I was one of the panelists at Agile Brunch. That was 2023, I believe. Yeah, 2023. And had an amazing experience, made a lot of great connections. And then for last year, I was one of the I was one of the community partners where we did it in DC and made some wonderful connections. What was interesting about DC was I made connections with people who were from Atlanta that I had no clue were in Atlanta that I ran into in DC. So it was a great experience, a lot of knowledge being shared. For me, it's always the folks being recognized for the awards. When people are being recognized, that's a great thing. Great fellowship, great event, great conversation, all in the space. So, Text of Color, we love to align ourselves with organizations making change and are for the people. And so that's why we are a community partner and will continue to do so. So thank you, Nimi.
Thank you. No. We greatly appreciate it. John and I, outside of doing a lot of business stuff together, John is an awesome, again, partner, an awesome friend. So it's just great to also be able to not only do business with your friend, but also grow things that you have from idea to inception. So John has been really instrumental with us just getting partnerships like we have with Fostr, getting sponsorships, heavy on the sponsorships, support. So we just greatly appreciate John's community, Text of Color, for also showing us love all the time. So I guess I kind of want to know, what are you most excited about, going to Chicago?
Well, Chicago is my favorite city in the country to visit. I've been to Chicago a couple times, and I'm telling you, Chicago is a great place to be. I was championing for Chicago for the longest time because I know Chicago needs it. So I'm excited about this, of course, the city of Chicago. I'm excited about our award recipients this year, the conversations that we're gonna have. We're gonna have a great time. And so, if you're on this live and you're on the fence about coming to this event, I'm telling you, Chicago is a great time. It's a great city. There's a lot to do. This event, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. So if you want a transformational, life-changing experience, connecting with individuals, and to me, Chicago is just perfect for that. So if you're on the fence about coming, I highly recommend that you come, especially because it's in Chicago.
Yeah,
it's just a great place to be.
It's honestly, I know for me, I'm excited. I've only been to Chicago one time, and it was not a great experience. I went in the winter time. I think that was like March, and it was extremely close. It was cold, and I didn't enjoy the experience at all. Okay, I think we got Shanique back. Shanique, are you good?
Yeah.
They want to steal your thunder. They want to steal your thunder. So I'm gonna wrap this up by saying that I'm looking forward to going to Chicago. I'm really, really excited about Chicago. Before I drop off and let Shanique continue what she's about to go through the weekend lineup, I mean, y'all, it's gonna be a lituation. We're gonna have a good time. But before then, I did want to address, I know that we have a lot of people who are going through experience a layoff, and we understand how difficult it is. And we took off as much as we could from the ticket pricing that we were promoting. Myself and the advisory team, we sat down and kind of talked about what's the best way we can still move forward with this event. And we want to encourage you all that are on this call. If you're looking at sponsoring, partnering with us, definitely please reach out. Events like this take a lot of time, resources to pull this off. And we're in our fourth year, y'all. We're in our fourth year, and we're Black led, heavy on Black led. I'm just gonna say that we're Black led, and we know that, and not even Black led, we're Black women led also at that. So y'all know how it is with resources. So help us out, partner with us, sponsor, collaborate, reach out to people in your network to also invest in this impactful and amazing initiative. This is the fourth year. We've had 2 successful events in Atlanta. Last year we did the DMV, and then this year we're going to be going to Chicago, and we have some other things that we're working on that we'll share at a later time. But there has been a lot of need for this space, and I feel like this year more than ever, Agile and Brunch is definitely needed. Our industry has changed rather so rapidly and so quickly within the last 5 years. So this space is just for that. We're going to have an amazing lineup of speakers at Agile and Brunch. But again, I'll let Shanique kind of share a little bit more about what to expect. And again, thank you, John, for your partnership. We greatly, greatly appreciate all that you do for not only Agile and Brunch, but for Link Empower overall as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thanks, Nimi. Appreciate it. Yeah. So Agile and Brunch is T-minus 59 days away. And the team is super excited about the 4th year that's going to be in the Windy City, Chicago. Now, if you see my face, you know I'm going to be talking about Agile and Brunch. That's it, right? And so I wanted to kind of give everybody a little bit of outline as to what to expect for the weekend, because I don't want y'all to think that it's just brunch. We're there to network. We're there to build community. We're there to grow and build impact, right? And so our agenda for the day 1, which is the Welcome Mixer, we're partnering with one of our sponsors, one of our community partners, I should say. I'm going to leave that open for now because that news is coming up shortly, and you should hear about that. So look out for that. We'll be partnering with one of our partners for the Welcome Mixer that's happening on Friday at the 101 Club. It's going to be networking, light refreshments, meeting some of the attendees, meeting some of the speakers. So make sure you are in Chicago on Friday evening. It starts at 7 p.m. Then day 2 is D-Day, the day of the actual main event. There are a lot of activities that's going to be happening, including a panel discussion with our key speakers. And if you're following our socials, we've been doing speaker announcements. And let me tell you, these speakers are coming with the gems. They're coming with the insights. They're coming with everything that you need to level up and grow if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a professional within the tech space, or if you're just looking to grow in general. These speakers have the key nuggets and gems that you're going to need to pivot, to go and to transition to the next level of your career and of your life, right? The Practitioner Award that we're going to be honoring Dwayne with at the event. That's something definitely that everyone is looking forward to. We also have the One Path Accelerator graduation. We have a group of great individuals that have been doing work behind the scenes, and we're going to be honoring them and really just highlighting them for the great work that it's going to be done. Not only that, you're going to be leaving and be networking with a lot of professionals within the tech industry, with a lot of professionals within the agile space. So I want to paint the picture that this is not just a brunch. This is something that's going to allow you to level up and get to the next level of where you need to go in a brunch setting, but you will leave with gems. You will leave for a plan of action that you need to do to launch your professional and your personal journey. So we also talked about that after party. I don't know about y'all, but I love a yacht. I love anything luxurious, anything like that. So that yacht party, I will be there, and I want to see you there. Right? So what do you need to do? What is an action item? Get your tickets. get your tickets. Go to agileandbrunch.com, get your tickets now. We do have accommodations for hotel blocks as well with the Residence Inn. So if you're looking for a discounted price on your rooms, we also have that on our website so you can get those discounted prices. The last day to book your hotel is May 20th. We're trying to extend that, but for now, May 20th is that date. Once it's extended or once we get confirmation that it's going to be extended, we'll let you know. But guys, I am looking forward to seeing each and every one of you in this Windy City. I have never been to Chicago, so that's personally going to be my vacation as well. But as well, I'm looking forward to just the growth, the meeting of the minds, right? With all the professionals and people in the room that's going to help me to thrive and grow to the next level. So with that being said, get your tickets. I think on the next slide, since you're joining us for this virtual live, we are exclusively giving you 15% off tickets from now through April 30th, which is next week. So scan the QR code. You will get a 15% discount off the already discounted price. We've lowered the ticket price, so you're getting an additional 15%. And I will see you in Chicago. I'll hand it back over to Mimi to kind of wrap it up. But looking forward to see you guys in Chicago.
Thank you so much, Shanique. I'm excited too. I'm over here like, oh, wow, there's a code. But I'm like, oh, I'm the founder. I don't have to use the code. I'm getting excited. Like, I'm not the visionary behind this. But anyways, I digress. That's how excited this stuff gets me. I believe we have a trivia, if I'm not mistaken. There's some type of trivia that we have. So Marilyn, could you please pull that up? So this is the same Mentimeter code. If you're just joining, please go to menti.com and then use the code at the top of the screen. And I believe we are waiting for more players to join. So I'll give it about a minute or so for folks to hop in and we will get started. So if somebody could please drop the link on how to join, probably in our LinkedIn. I believe we're on LinkedIn and also in the chat, just so folks can have access to it as well. All right, so I only see one player, so I just want to make sure that we're not having any issues with folks accessing it, because I see that we have more people that are on the call. So I just want to make sure that folks have the right link or an opportunity to join to participate as well. So I'll give it a second or so. All right, so are we ready to get started with the game, Marilyn? All right. All right, what are Link Empower core values? Okay, awesome. That is correct. It is growth, innovation, and community. Okay, so did we get question 2 up? I didn't see question 2. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. What inspired the creation of Fostr? To connect African professionals in big tech who often feel disconnected. Okay. Okay, I think I see Ambrielle is on the roll. Great job. Which of the following is not a service offered by Fostr to support professional growth? Really? I thought you guys offered free college tuition. Maybe that's just something that I'm projecting. That would be nice to have. How many African countries are currently represented in the Fostr community? Okay, so there's over 20 plus and counting, I believe, that are part of the Fostr community. That is awesome. When was the first Adjutant Brunch held? That is correct. 2023. Sorry, 2022. And I think the last question, where will Adjutant Brunch 2025 take place? I mean, this is a freebie. We've talked about it throughout the whole entire night. So hopefully nobody gets this incorrect. The Windy City, Chicago. Embryo, great job. Thank you for tuning in and participating. I'm not sure if everybody got access to the Mentimeter, but you should have been able to access it and be able to participate. So if you participated, thank you for participating. We really, really enjoyed having you all on this program. I think we have a few housekeeping before we wrap up for tonight. Can we pull that up? So oftentimes we get asked, what are some of the things that Link Empower is doing? So we have been really busy and collaborating and partnering with other small businesses as well. So outside of the career professional stuff and all things agile, we also love our small business owners, and we love supporting them. So we have two major events coming up. If you are in the Atlanta area, these events are in person. We've been getting asked, when are y'all going to have events in person? When's the next thing for Link Empower outside of Adjutant Brunch? Well, here you go. we are having two major events happening in Atlanta. One of them is our Mother's Day event in partnership with Resilient Immigrant. We are going to be having a spin and self-care event on Saturday, May 10th. So if you go on our website, we have an upcoming events tab. You can literally click on that tab and it will pull up all of our events that we have there lined up, and everything is easily accessible for you. Everything is easily accessible for you. So all you have to do is go to our upcoming events tab and you will see the spin and self-care. The other thing that we have coming up is in partnership with Star Effects Studios. We are having what we call the Small Business Link Up. This will be second Wednesdays of each month. And again, I know I live in Gwinnett County. A lot of people complain that there's nothing going on in Gwinnett County. We always got to go to the city. I don't want to hear any more complaints because now there is a space for small businesses that are in the Gwinnett County area to meet up, to connect, to collaborate, and also to shoot content. So there's a lot of information that we'll be giving during the Small Business Link Up. So look forward to seeing you at both of these events and also Adjunct Brunch. So there's a lot, as I mentioned early on this call and throughout this night. We're going to be doing a lot of intentional and strategic partnerships as we continue to grow our ecosystem. And we definitely want to encourage you all to get involved as well, too. So one of our biggest things is partnerships. We want to partner with you. We want to collaborate with you. You can just go to our website and all this information is on our website as well. And that's really it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining Tech Tuesday. We want you to stay connected with all things Link Empower. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to our link tree and has all information about Adjunct Brunch, how to partner with us, our upcoming events. We've made everything a one-stop shop for you with that link tree. All you have to do is scan this QR code and it will take you to everything that you need to know about us and how to plug in and connect with us as well. As I mentioned, thank you so much for participating in our giveaway. So if you're the winner of that giveaway, the last trivia, I forgot to mention that, please do reach out to us either through our Instagram, or I think somebody from the team can just drop our email in the chat, and we will have a ticket to Adjunct Brunch for you as well. So wanted to make sure I did not forget to mention that. So thank you once again for joining. Before we leave, I wanted to make sure that we shout out all of our strategic partners for joining: Event Nor, Fostr, and also Text of Color. And I also wanted to take a moment to shout out to my amazing team, the Link Empower team, and also the One Path Accelerators for putting together an amazing program. This would not have been possible without all of your efforts. And I like to think that this was an amazing, amazing, amazing virtual session. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where's the team? Come on up. Let's go ahead and say our final goodbyes before we wrap this thing up. So can we have the Link Empower team come back on stage? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who are we missing? We're missing somebody. Okay. I think we have everyone. But yes, thank you so much, team. Job well done. Marilyn, shout out to Marilyn. She was working behind the scenes, which is why you all did not see her on here. But I did want to give Marilyn an opportunity to quickly introduce herself and also give her final words as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marilyn Gefford. I'm the operations lead for the One Path Accelerator and the Adjunct Brunch event. Super excited to kind of be here. And, you know, I am a behind the scenes person. So being in front of the camera is a little off-putting, but, you know, anything for the team. I'm really proud of the work that we do and the opportunities that kind of come along with Link Empower and One Path Accelerator. I hope that I get the opportunity to meet some of you all in Chicago. It is one of my favorite cities as well. So have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys for joining. Continue to follow us on our Facebook, Insta, stop by our website, visit Fostr's website, visit Event Noir, just connect with us in all of the ways that we're available. And we look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Zanai, any final words from you before we close out? Because I know you're on social media and you've been doing an amazing job too.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zanai, and I'm the digital marketing specialist for the Link Empower / One Path Accelerator team. As Nimi mentioned, I handle pretty much the majority of the marketing stuff with the help of her, of course, and Shanique with the Agile and Brunch page. Really looking forward to seeing everybody at Agile and Brunch 2025. Can't wait to see everybody's face in Chicago. I mean, me personally, I've never been to Chicago, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope you guys are as well.
All right. That is all, folks. Thank you so much for joining Tech Tuesday. Make sure, again, link up with us on all socials. Scan that QR code. Plug in with us. Join our email list, y'all. I know we have a lot of stuff that we do. So the easiest way for you to do is to scan that QR code. Join us on LinkedIn, Instagram, as she mentioned. And we look forward to seeing you at Agile and Brunch in Chicago. So thank you all and have a good night and see you at our next event. Bye, y'all.